The historical episodes that White recounted with such vigor and excitement were great stories, but stories can be true or false or a mixture of the two. Consider, for instance, movies based on a true story or inspired by actual events. In such cases, somewhere underneath or behind that dramatization lies a kernel of truth, but that truth can and has been easily misconstrued or overshadowed in the process of building drama into the account. This is exactly what happened with White's narrative. He selected certain complicated historical episodes and simplified them beyond recognition. For example, take the case of Columbus supposedly arguing with religious flat earthers who were warning him he would sail off the edge of the earth into oblivion. It is true that Columbus did have arguments with other navigators and geographers about the viability of his voyage, but they were about the size of the earth, not its shape. And it turns out he was dangerously in error in his insistence that the earth was only 1/3 as large as contemporary geographers said it was. If he had not blundered into North America, he would have perished at sea and be gone from history as surely as if he had sailed off the edge. Meanwhile, and this is an amazing statistic, we know of literally no one at the time of Columbus who thought the earth was flat. In fact, it had been widely established for centuries that the earth was a sphere. The religious figures that White held up for ridicule were completely false and imaginary, and those who criticized Columbus were actually better informed about the earth than the explorer himself. In all of White's historical cases, a careful analysis shows that he cherry-picked unrepresentative examples, oversimplified and caricatured episodes, and accepted legend as fact. Scholars have now established that the notion of a perennial conflict between science and religion is a 19th century invention, and a claim that would have made no sense to 18th century thinkers. In fact, many of the early founders of the scientific enterprise were Christian clergy. Not only did they believe that Christian faith and science could be reconciled, it was their faith in God as creator that inspired them to develop scientific methodologies in order to help them better understand the glories and intricacies of God's creation.